Hello, welcome to our podcast. I'm Dolly.
And I'm Jolene.
And we're here to weird you out
with sex.
We recorded the episode you're about to hear a while ago.
The audio is rough. This was before we had access to better tech.
You'll notice that we've recorded new names over the old audio to protect privacy.
Yeah, we really don't want our moms to hear this.
Or our bosses.
Dolly, what content warnings are there for the book we're going to discuss today?
In this book, there was stalking behavior, attempted sexual assault, and some body image issues.
Listener discretion is definitely advised. On with the show.
Welcome to the Womanly Portal podcast.
On this podcast, we discuss explicit books in explicit detail.
And we say fuck a lot.
Listener discretion is advised.
This podcast is not for people under the age of 18.
On with the show.
Hello! Welcome back.
Welcome back
to the Womanly Portal podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Dolly.
And I'm Jolene.
Today, we are very excited. Welcome to our first mini episode. We will be calling them Quickies.
Welcome to our first Quickie.
This is our first Quickie. We hope you come.
We hope it's as good for you as it is for us.
And this will be absolutely delightful. Today, we are covering a book that I stumbled upon by accident called Falling for His Badass by Jessika Klide.
His badass. I think that's how you're supposed to say it.
What do you think of this cover?
Okay, so my first impression is that he's definitely on steroids because he's got too many veins in his arms. He's, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half pack. It's a 6.5 pack. And his face is so airbrushed that I'm not sure it's
Does that make it a 7-pack?
No, 6.5.
6.5.
It's like, you know how they make those Coke minis that are
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a 6-pack of beer plus a mini beer.
Ah, okay, naturally. Yeah, his what are these called?
Muscles.
Right, your obliques, is that what they are?
I don't know why you're asking me. You're the one who works out.
They're so big. They're gross.
It looks shoulder neck connectors. They're like straight up triangles. They're huge.
It makes him look like almost a hunchback. Like it's disturbingly large.
It kind of does.
Okay.
Also, his hair's too far back.
So, yeah.
He's objectively handsome, but like not my type.
That's a good way to put it.
And
okay.
I do think he's on steroids.
So, for this quick episode, I'm going to give you a summary of what this book is about.
The foreplay, got it?
Yes. And then we're going to jump into some scenes, mostly sex scenes or like flirtatious scenes or whatever, that I noticed while I was reading that made me go, oh my god, what the fuck? So it's gonna be the foreplay, the oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then the climax.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Give me the foreplay.
All right.
Lick
so
this.
we'll just this is second base. This is a little squeezy action.
Okay.
Yes. Under the shirt, second base.
Touch my mental tits. Got it.
Yeah.
You can cut that part out.
Can I?
You don't have to.
I don't think I should. Okay. So, Falling for His Badass is a story about the protagonist who does not have a personality. Surprise.
What's his name?
His name is B.A.
His name is B.A. Like the letters B.A.?
Like the letters
like an
B.A.
R.J., but it's short for like Brenterick.
It's Brody Andrews.
Brody Andrews.
But he goes by B.A., short for badass.
Oh, I hate him.
I do too.
I hate him.
Her name's Lizzie. So,
okay.
Tara is in love with this man. And they're driving, a different man.
Oh, okay.
Who happens to be B.A.'s brother. They're in love, and she is spending the weekend with him, and she convinces Lizzie to come up with her as they're driving to visit this guy, and Lizzie is gonna leave and go to a show that she's been wanting to go to and stay in a hotel, but she does the drive with Tara.
Gotcha.
So Tara doesn't have to go alone.
Okay, gotcha.
When they pull up to his house, it's obvious that this dude and Tara were trying to set Lizzie up with
BA.
with the
Gotcha.
brother, who's a Navy SEAL. The brother had gone for a run,
Okay.
and so he was out getting sweaty or whatever. And
He's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't glistening enough, so I went for a run.
yeah, so he's out for a run, and he gets a text from his brother that's like, get back now. You have to meet this girl. She's incredible. And so they're kind of set up on this like blind date, but they didn't know. So the brother's like 30 minutes out. And so he
Right.
runs back as hard as he can. And she's on her way out so that she can make the show that she really wants to go see at a
Which
hotel.
She probably already has tickets for.
She already has tickets for.
Girl bought tickets for Britney Spears in Las Vegas
By
just to let
herself.
her go to the circus.
I think it's a comedy show that she wanted to go to. It's
Oh, 10
kind
out
of
of 10.
vague. It's kind of vague.
Whatever.
So she's like, yeah, I don't want to be set up. I just got out of a long-term relationship.
Just want to go see.
I just want to go see this show.
just want to go
And
see Patton
her
Oswalt.
friend is like, just stay and just meet him. He's so great. And like, by the way, the friend's never met him. And
I'm sorry, the
she's
friend's
like,
never met the
Yeah.
brother, but is
Yeah.
like confident that
Yes.
she's gonna set her best friend up with
yes.
him.
So,
Okay, if you did that to me, I'd shoot you.
well, you're married.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yes.
You're also married. Let's
Yeah.
never go on a road trip to date brothers.
I won't. But we can leave it open, the door for discussion about sisters, right?
No. No.
Okay, so she leaves because she's like, yeah, fuck this.
Okay.
But he gets back just in time. But he's sweaty.
Oh,
and so
no.
he doesn't want to meet her when he's sweaty. So he goes around back to jump in the pool to like clean himself off, I guess.
Well, the chlorine will kill everything, I guess.
Sure. And he
more
can
attractive.
see her through the back window.
Oh my god.
And so she has like a lot of low self-esteem because she's a curvy woman and nobody wants her. But it specifically describes her as like a flat stomach. Like she's petite and curvy, but like she's like fit as fuck.
So by curvy they mean she has an hourglass figure and
Yeah.
she works out.
Yeah. So she doesn't see him, but he sees her. Okay. So she leaves.
Okay.
He sees her and is like, oh my God. Calls up his buddy who like works and runs the hotel that the show is in, and is like, get me a ticket and get me a room as close as you can to this girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. And the friend is like,
Sure
yeah,
thing, buddy.
Bro code. Hook the
Yeah,
guy
they were
up.
in the Navy together. They were SEALs. So he was like,
course.
she's a special girl. And he's like, I think so. So he follows her there.
Okay.
Yeah, so she gets ready and goes
Okay.
down to the show.
Yeah.
And he like follows her into the show.
okay.
And she like had sit down at this table, and there was two other couples at this table, and she kind of talked to them for a second, and she stands up to go to the bathroom before the show starts, and she literally runs into this guy, right?
Because he puts himself in her path.
Yeah, his buddy had gotten him the last seat at the table that she was at, because it's kind of set up for couples to go to.
Right.
So he's like, oh my God, are you okay? And like checks to make sure her head is okay, because apparently his fucking pectorals are that hard that she like knocked herself unconscious or whatever.
He's
so,
very confident in his ability to
Yes.
knock a woman out.
But he's also very large, and so she's scared of him at first because he's this towering man. But she's immediately aroused by him.
She's immediately aroused and terrified.
Yes, but she's shy too. So she likes him, but she doesn't know if she likes him or if she's dangerous. So she's having a response to him, and it's making it clear that he's an alpha, right? Okay, so then they keep like laughing and looking at each other throughout the show. And then after the show, he was planning on asking her if she wanted to go dancing. but he gets a notification or like a call or something from his CO right before, and he's in the military, so he's got to respond when his boss. So he goes and handles that, runs into his buddy who's like, hey, like, let's have a drink and talk. His buddy offers him a job, but his CO just told him that he's eligible to get a promotion within the military.
Oh, no.
So now he has a decision.
Ugh, life is so hard.
But he's lost track of the girl.
It's really difficult to be a white man.
It is.
So difficult.
So he's lost track of the girl, and he's just hoping that she shows up to the bar that's on the like top level of this hotel afterwards. And so he sees her in the club, and he's kind of in this VIP section having a talk with his old war buddy, and he's offering him this job, and he keeps getting distracted with the fact that he's watching Lizzie down in the bar. And he noticed there was like a lawyer convention happening, and two lawyers.
There's a lawyer convention?
I don't think they have those. Two lawyers
Okay.
are trying to get her drunk and dance with her and functionally sexually assault her, right?
They're ready for double teaming her.
They are
Okay.
purposely doing that. So they're like grabbing her, and she's trying to pull away on the dance floor. And he comes and like rescues her and kisses her in order to make it look like they're a couple already. So it's like her date showed up.
So to save her from sexual assault, he sexually assaulted her?
Yeah, but he literally goes, "Forgive me, Lizzie," and then kisses her. So like he feels really bad about it.
He feels so guilty about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then they get out. They're like planning on leaving, and they are like leaving the club, and the bouncer at the edge of the club recognized him as his buddy's friend, right? And so they put him on the private like fast elevator down, and like also made it so the elevator stopped.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Oh
they're
my
like
God.
on an elevator.
Do you want to
And they
force a
have-
woman to make out with you? I've got you.
She is all about it and tries to push him forward. Like, he goes down on her, and then she wants to have sex.
Okay, I'm sorry, excuse me. I think we skipped a couple steps.
We didn't. That's the worst part. He goes down
The
on
elevator
her.
stopped, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Just one moment, ma'am. I'm going to have to go down on you right now."
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta get my fill. I'm
Gotcha.
hungry. I'm gonna eat.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, like that's like
I'm hungry for pussy.
So
Oh
then
my
she's
God.
like, I want to have sex, like right now, and
I'd
he's
like, a dick
like,
in me, please.
yes, and he's like, we can't, we haven't talked yet, and she was like, about what?
About your dick?
Because like her friend convinced her to just like, don't look for your forever guy, just look for a one night stand, and he was like, this is my wife, like type of
He imprinted.
Sure. Yes. Very.
All of this sounds so much like a werewolf novel, but nobody has gone wolf yet.
Nobody's gone wolf. So, he's like, well, like condoms, and she was like, oh my god, I don't have any, and he was like, me neither. We could go get some, and she was like, well, I'm clean if you are. Which.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely trust strangers I meet in the elevator.
Okay, but also, can we talk about grammatically? I'm clean if you are. It's I'm down if you are. That's different. Like saying I am up for this under the condition that you are up for this. You cannot be clean of STDs under the condition that somebody you have not had sex with is also clean of STDs. That is ridiculous.
You can pretend you're clean if somebody else will.
Yes.
I'll ignore the fact that you could have STDs if you'll ignore the fact that I could have STDs, and also I'm probably on birth control, so do you want to just do this?
Which she was on birth control.
Okay,
So,
good.
they fucked in the elevator.
They did?
And then they get to the bottom of the elevator, and the elevator door opens, and there's a whole bunch of staff waiting to get in the elevator. So they all just, like, listen to them fuck in the elevator functionally.
I'm sorry, but no, he agreed to the fucking in the elevator?
Yes, he absolutely did. He's planning on making this woman his wife. And so then they walk out, they run into the lawyers again, and the lawyers had found a willing participant, and they tried to get her again to leave with them. And instead she gets on the elevator to go back up to her floor. And then when they reached the door, she's like, okay, well, thank you, good night, and like goes to shut the door.
Yeah.
And he pushes his way in, which I was like, ugh.
BA does.
Ugh. Yeah, BA pushes his way in. And
much like he did in the elevator. Hey yo.
Yes.
Sorry.
And then they proceed to have sex, a lot of sex.
Okay.
In fact, the book specified that he then gave her 15 orgasms.
Whoa, 15?
That's a lot. That's a lot. Like, especially after the 2 that she had in the elevator.
Okay, 2 is a lot of orgasms for one night.
Yes.
Maybe I'm vanilla, but I'm like, no, I've had 2 orgasms. I'm okay. If you're fine, I'm good. We could go to bed now. Like, really? I just want a nap after that.
Well, you've never fell for his badass, I guess.
Clearly. I don't think I've ever met the man who has the stamina to give a woman 15 orgasms either.
I would be in physical pain at that point.
That's a lot
like,
of
that's
friction.
like pleasure torture. Yeah,
it's like,
okay.
I'm kind of overwhelmed.
And
How
then
is your wiener not overwhelmed too?
after the weekend, they
Okay.
say their goodbyes,
Okay.
and she goes back to pick up her friend Tara. And the BA,
The BA.
yeah,
Man from the big B.
beats her back
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
the brother's house.
I'm sorry, I took that as a physical assault.
No.
Beats, so it gets to
Races
the
her
brother's house
back,
before
yeah.
she does, okay.
And goes in, and Tara's like, I've met this man. I'm in love with his brother, but he is so hot. You don't even understand. He's otherworldly. And she's like, Tara, I don't care. I fell in love this weekend. And and she's like, no, just meet him. And she's like, Tara, I fell in love this weekend.
I had 15
I had
orgasms and I'm not letting that go.
I had 17 orgasms.
Oh, yeah, that's
2
true,
in an
17.
elevator and 15 of them in my hotel room.
You don't fuck a man in a Vegas elevator without falling in love with him, Tara.
No.
You don't understand.
You don't just do that.
You don't
Elevators
get
are
it.
very unsanitary. So,
Stop trying to hook me up with men who won't fuck me in an elevator.
that's just never gonna happen. Then she walks in and he's there and he's like, I have something to admit to you. Like, you knew the whole time and you fucking followed me? Like, nope, he doesn't admit that. He's like, I'm in love with you.
Oh,
and then
good.
they live
Wow.
happily ever after.
Oh,
so
is that really the end of the book?
that's the book.
Do they live the rest of their lives without ever discussing the fact that he stalked her, followed her, and then, like, forced his way into her life and her vagina?
I couldn't say because the book ends at that point. There was no epilogue that was like worthwhile, right?
Happily ever after for
Yeah,
now.
he does take his friend's job so then he can stay nearby.
So he doesn't have to go off to war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he quit by just like leaving his CO a message, which is wild to me.
He broke up with
So-
his CO over voicemail?
Over voicemail.
I don't think
okay.
we're allowed to do that with the
So
military.
I don't think so either.
I don't know anything about the military, but okay.
So
sorry,
for the
go ahead.
rest of this episode, which we're gonna have to edit down.
Oh, this is
I'm
oh my
gonna
gods,
go.
oh my gods, oh my gods.
Yes, I'm gonna go through the moments where I was like, I need to ask Jolene if she's ever experienced this because there were a lot of pieces of this.
No, shoot. I'll tell you honestly.
I'm gonna go from the top of the paragraph, so I'm gonna get you into the scene. All right.
Paint me a picture with words.
I lose myself in his reality again as his other hand glides itself lightly over my tits, my abs, my ass, between my thighs, making my skin very aware of who is in charge. The heightened sensations make my clit super excited, but he doesn't go there. He avoids my diva-ness. And the hunger begins. Don't peek. And the hunger begins to build for him as goosebumps break out wherever he touches. My skin literally feels like it's singing. He pinches my nipple and my pussy, not my G-spot, but deep inside my vagina, begins to thump in response. So my note here says, ask Jolene. Have you ever had your deep in your vagina, not your G-spot,
Not my G-spot.
thump in response to somebody pinching your nipple?
I love that you went to check your notes. If by pussy thumping she means arousal, I suppose so. but I'm not sure if I'm aware enough to tell if it's my G-spot or not, or that it is deep inside my vagina, or just my regular vagina.
Isn't that really fucking weird? Like, I was like, I don't know that my G-spot's ever thumped, but like, is she talking about like pulsing, like your muscles are contracting?
Like,
or like, I'm like my vagina's like, boom, boom, like bass, like in a car that's driving by?
Like, you know when when you get like your finger pricked because you're getting your blood tested?
Yeah, and you can feel the pulse.
Feel the heartbeat in your fingy?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you feel the heartbeat inside your vagina?
Because somebody is pinching my nipple. That's never happened to me.
Well, are you aroused by nipple pinching?
No.
Oh, I'm a nipple person.
All right, does that make your vagina thump? Is that vagina thumping type of pleasure for you?
I guess, but I don't think I could tell which part of the vagina it was.
I am gonna get us merch one day. One day we will have merch that people can buy.
Stickers.
And Vagina Thumper is gonna be one of the first ones we get.
Vagina Thumper.
That's right. All right. Yeah. Wham. The first spurt of semen blasts my tingly core with such force that I gasp.
Okay.
And as the thick cum oozes over it, my whole body focuses on that one spot. Have you ever...
Oh, okay.
First, I would like to say I'm sorry I'm asking.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I'll tell you the truth.
Have you ever had somebody come inside of you so hard that you felt the cum hit a spot inside of you? Like, have you ever felt it as it happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it blasts your tingling core with such a force, causing you to gasp, and you can only focus on that one spot in which the cum is oozing over?
No. I can definitively say no. No.
This one's a good one. I just put, I have never experienced this, oh my god, as my note. Everything about this, like, was just, this whole scene was hilarious. So I went through the back of it, but, okay, so there's this thing that happens regularly, and this was the only hint that I sent to Jolene.
To me.
Yes, you.
You said
prior.
Oh.
So every time he's turned on, obviously, he gets hard.
Obviously.
But then when he's trying to describe how he gets even more turned on, and this line was used like 3 times throughout the book, he would say that he could feel his sack, meaning his balls, filling with semen.
You did send this to me.
Yeah, which I did ask Jack about. I was like, have you ever experienced this? And he said no. And I said, is that because I don't really turn you on? And he was like, I fucking guess not. Like,
should I ask Johnny?
Yeah, we should. We should ask.
Okay, read me the thing first and then I'll ask Johnny.
I want you to just like understand the moment that I'm reading and like how many scenes I didn't leave you notes for. So
okay.
Picking up speed, moving faster and faster, I pound her pussy.
Ugh.
Our kiss forgotten, she starts to chant. Yes, yes, yes! The sound of our sex grows louder and louder as my heavy breathing combined with the slamming of her body against the wall, the squishing of our juices,
No!
the smacking of our nakedness colliding, and the cries of her mantra.
It's like wet Crocs.
I ram my rod inside of her, and it takes all of my willpower to starve off my orgasm until she's ready.
Starve off?
Starve.
That sounds like a
typo. Stave.
Oh,
Stave.
Okay.
It was my typo.
Oh, okay.
I begin my own silent mantra. This is our first fuck, and she must never forget it.
Oh my god.
When she seizes up, holding her breath and straining against my cock, I pull out to the edge, then pause. Her fingers constrict on my back, and I thrust hard as I can into her, releasing my explosion deep inside. And that is when she feels.
When she feels it touching her tingling core.
Yes, and her body can only focus on that one piece.
That one didn't have the line about the tingling sack, though.
No, I need to find it. Oh, I forgot that when they first leave the club, they went to grab ice cream and then they came back.
They got ice cream. I love ice cream. What did they get? Rocky Road?
He got...
Butter pecan.
Hold on.
Pistachio. Penistachio.
Okay, here, I'm gonna read you. I bury my face into the nape of her neck and breathe in her essence. Fuck, she smells so good. My hips hunch to keep her pinned, while my hands slide down her arms and grasp her hands, lifting them over her head, wanting her submission. My lips attack hers. Her mouth opens wide, and when I thrust my tongue inside, she sucks it hard and then rolls it around hers.
That's some aggressive making out.
Yeah. The vision of the sexy way she ate her ice cream appears, and my sack fills with semen as she demonstrates her skills.
I just don't like the word sack.
No, and the thought of, like, when men get aroused, that they can fill their testicles filling with sex. Like, it's a basic misunderstanding.
Yeah, I just don't want to think about the vas deferens at all while I'm having sex.
Like, but he's like, this is how he understands that he's, like, super fucking turned on, I guess.
He can, like, it's like when you play one of those puzzle games where you have to line up all of the pipes so that the water can flow through before the timer runs out.
Yeah.
That's what his mind is like when he's aroused. But it's ball sack and sperm.
Yes.
God, and then use the word semen too. Goddamn gross.
Okay. Oh, it's more than 15. So when they get into the hotel and they're talking a little bit, they then go, no talking, just feeling. Tonight we make love. Tomorrow we'll figure it out. When he goes down on me, he holds nothing back. He drives himself deep inside with his rhythm, taking what he wants when he wants it. It sounds so creepy.
Drives himself inside specifically with his tongue? Is that what we're
That is my
about?
understanding,
Okay.
yes. Instead of feeling like a whore being fucked, I feel like a woman being worshipped.
Oh, okay.
I stopped counting my orgasms at 15.
Stop counting them.
Losing track of time. When he finally finishes and pulls me up to spoon with him, I'm happier than I've ever been before. His steady breathing in my ear assures me this was not a dream. This was very real.
All 20 of those orgasms were very real.
Yes.
How long could he possibly have been going down on her that she had more than 15 orgasms?
Yeah, and then immediately in the morning, they, like, kiss and they're like kind of like good morning, and then immediately they're fucking again.
Okay, good.
And I just cannot even like, this is like painful to like I'm like, how many of these and how is she not swelling at this point?
No,
like,
for real. Like the chafing alone, like I just feel like after a night of really intense hard fucking, you'd be like, wow, no, yeah, my thighs though. But she works out, you know? She works out, so maybe she's fine.
Well, yeah, but like even your vagina would be in pain. Like that
maybe
much?
she does Kegels.
Maybe. I don't know.
She can bench 100 with her vagina. Her pussy lifts.
So I want to point out that after this morning, they start having a conversation, and so he is like, tell me about yourself. And she's like, my name is Lizzie. Short for...
Tell me one interesting fact about yourself.
But not really. She's like, I'm 26, single, no kids. I live with my best friend, and I work as a graphic designer with a local sign company. And then she goes, your turn. What's your name?
Oh my god.
BA, he says, which she already knew. He did introduce himself at the dinner. And she said, yes, but what does BA stand for? And he said, guess. And she said, I don't know. And he says, BA is short for the call name my bros gave me way back. It stands for badass. And so she's like, okay, what's your real fucking name?
What's your real name?
And he's
man?
like, I'm not gonna tell you. The reason he doesn't want to tell her is because she would recognize his name for the blind date that she refused to participate in.
And then she'd know that he stalked her and followed her there.
But at the end, when she finds out
anyway.
that, but she doesn't know that he, like, didn't also avoid
the blind date.
She's like, oh, we both didn't want anything to do with that, and we went to see this show instead. Yeah. It's kismet.
So best case scenario, she thinks that he blew off the blind date and knew it was her, but didn't say anything and, like, forced her into a kind of date and elevator fuck anyway, without telling her that he knew that she was his blind date.
I really feel like this is, like, kind of a plot hole that the author didn't think through.
Yeah, you know what I think?
Maybe her clit was hard and she was a little distracted.
I think Lizzie might just be kind of an idiot.
Yeah. She has literally no personality. So this whole thing, like, the only sense of personality that she shows is she regularly dates down because she doesn't think she's good enough or that somebody would want her. And she's, like, careful. She doesn't want to, like, fuck around. Like, she has some sort of, like, I'm a whore.
Be casual.
Yeah, like, she has this, like, thought that, like, if she's casual, then she's slutty or something.
So the moral of the story is that if you're casual one time, you'll fall in love forever?
Yes.
I have a question for you. Have you ever had so many multiple orgasms in one night that you just stopped keeping track?
No.
Have you ever had multiple orgasms in one night in general?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
But never that many.
How many is your top number of orgasms?
Oh.
One night.
Feels like body count.
Yeah, what's your body count? What's your gasm count?
My one night gasm count. I want to say 7.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, like...
That's pretty impressive. Was that in an elevator?
It wasn't, no. Unfortunately.
You've never had semi-public elevator sex?
I've never had elevator sex at all. Yeah, I've never been interested. No, no elevators. Honestly, elevators make me a little uncomfortable. So the idea of, like, even being able to focus enough, especially if I felt like I was trapped on an elevator, like, how do you focus enough to, like, orgasm?
Like, we have to call the fire department. Well, the elevator where you work smells like pee all the time.
Also, like, it's not comfortable. The walls show, like, handprints. I imagine they would show ass prints. Like,
I'm pretty sure that most elevators, especially at big hotels where there are comedy shows, have cameras.
Yes. There had to be a camera or something in this elevator because as soon as they finished up, like, he got the elevator to the main floor. And I don't know if he just hit the button at that point. Like, maybe. But my whole brain throughout this whole scene was like, it's gonna move. The doors are gonna open. She's gonna be, like, ass out.
Tits, like, popped out of her blouse. Like.
Yeah. Also, like, I cannot imagine being like... First time we're fucking.
Yeah.
Let's do it in the most uncomfortable place. Especially when, like, we each have hotel rooms that we could go back to.
Yeah.
And then the other part for me is, like, being somebody else in that public space. I haven't consented to be a part of that.
Right.
Like to hear it, to anything. Well, but then the other piece, like, I don't think there's anything weird about, like, them wanting to do that necessarily, but I am, like, strong on consent to the point where, like, I should, like, also get the ability to be like, yeah, I'm not interested in being, like, halfway into a dress I'm trying on and listening to somebody orgasm or fake an orgasm.
That's true. It is
or just the slapping sound. Like, I don't want to hear that.
The wet crock sound.
What did he call it? The squishing of juices.
Squishing of juices.
And collision of the nakedness.
Yeah. Oh my god. Also, did she refer to her vagina as her diva-ness?
Yes.
That's not a word, and
Hyphenated.
I hate it. Oh, hyphenated.
Diva hyphen ness.
I hate that even more.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This has been our first quickie. It took a while.
An hour-long quickie is pretty
But how many times did you get off?
At least 43, but I stopped counting after 15. Was it as good for you as it was for me?
I honestly think better because I got to watch you enjoy it as well. And,
oh my god, you're such a generous co-host.
I am. All right. Everyone have a lovely, lovely evening.
Have as many orgasms as you can manage.
Yes.
Give us
and
give us a gasm count.
If you meet a man who gives you over 15 orgasms in a night,
we've got to
marry him even if he stalked you.
We have a Navy SEAL to introduce you to.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ask him if his name is BA.
Ask him what it stands for. If he won't tell you, he's the one.
I give this book probably a 2 out of 10 because I did laugh a lot. I did laugh. It wasn't meant to be funny, but it was hilarious.
The extra one was so you rate it like a 10 out of 10 on comedy, and you rate it like a 1 out of 10 on gasms.
I would give it a 0 out of 10, but I
orgasms.
can't do that, so I gave it a 1.
So
yes.
you gave it a 1.
Yes, but the humor aspect of this book was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Do I recommend it? No.
Oh, do you have...
Save your fucking money.
Do you have a book to recommend instead?
Oh.
Do you?
No, I don't. Not for a quickie.
Not for a quickie.
No.
No, the only quickie I've ever read I didn't finish.
You should still finish during your quickies.
That'll be my next quickie. Perfect. I'll actually finish that quickie.
Thank you for joining our quickie. We are so happy to bring you more terrible books per usual.
That's right.
The worst of the sex scenes are yours to giggle during with us. We will be back very soon with probably another full episode.
Okay.
Until next time, I wish you all a fabulous whatever time of day it is, and
Whatever day of the week it is.
whatever day of the week it is. I hope it's a good one. And ta.
Ta.
Ta-ta. Hey, present day Dolly and Jolene here.
Wow, Jolene, that audio was still rough.
Find us on Instagram at Womanly Portal Podcast.
Email us at womanlyportalpodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks goes out to Chloe Watts for our music.
A special thanks to C Mann for editing this hot garbage.
Jolene, I just realized, did you ever ask Johnny if he can feel his sack filling with cum?